Greetings, gardeners. Time for another lava and garden show. I believe this is number 16. I haven't been doing a lot of photography of the plume and the volcanoes lately because, all in all, things really have not changed very much, and I sort of hate to just keep taking the same images day after day. I guess there has been some more destruction of Highway 11 up in the national park from the earthquakes that keep coming from the Mau caldera. We felt one yesterday. Danced the chairs on the floor here just a little bit. They're pretty constant. Pretty much just the caldera itself collapsing and caving in. Don't really know what the future holds for that. Now we're still crossing our fingers that we're going to be able to get back into the national park someday. As a senior citizen, I have my get into the national park free pass. Well, that doesn't do me much good, does it? As far as out at the coast, Lay's plume still coming up, still Pele's hair, hydrochloric acid. We haven't really lost too many more structures lately. The flow is gradually and slowly moving towards the boat ramp at Pohoiki, which will be a real disaster if that goes, because we really don't have any other way to enter the ocean here in Lower Puna. We'll see. It's not heading directly towards it. It's just as it spills to the ocean, the flow kind of moves its way sideways, so it's been inching towards that boat ramp now for weeks. It may never make it. We don't know. On the other hand, the volcano down in Leilani Estates, which I'm now officially calling it a volcano. It is a pu'u. It hasn't been named yet. I imagine they'll probably call it Leilani or something on that order. But if it just continues to continue like Pu'u'o'o did, then things could go on for a long, long time, and there'll be more and more changes yet to come. Change is the only thing that stays the same in this world. Don't try to hold on to what was, because it isn't anymore. It was a nice day today, good visibility, excellent weather, so I decided to go out and take a picture of the same old, so here's some images of the Lay's plume and images of the Fisher number 8, as it was a good day to see them. So off to the right, you see a gray plume arising. That's Fisher number 8, which hasn't got a pu'u name yet. And then over there, off to the left, you'll see some whitish looking stuff that's coming up around Green Mountain. And that's the Lay's plume. Things are still pretty much ongoing. Day after day. It pretty much looks like the volcanic activity that used to be in the park is not in the park anymore. And it looks like it's there to stay for a while too. That right there is the Lay's. And that is Fisher number 8. Not much change. She was glowing last night, about 3, 4 in the morning. I didn't feel like getting up to turn the camera on. Sorry. Well, and reporting from the garden, things here are going along pretty well. The reduced rainfall has actually been good for most of the crops. We usually get a little more rain here than we need. So it's good gardening weather this year, since the Fisher has robbed us of a lot of our extra rain. I was out planting cabbages yesterday. We can take a look at those. So not overly impressive at the moment, but you can see here that we have killed the sod using weed block. I pulled the weed block back. I spread the dead grass aside, dug a hole, stuck my cabbage transplants in from 6-packs, applied a little bit of fertilizer, and then went ahead and put some lime down. The ground hasn't been limed over here yet, so we'll put a little of that into the soil. Cabbage is an extremely reliable crop in this area. We can grow it 12 months out of the year. There's no stop to the harvest season. It's just a matter of me remembering to get the plants in. I have finished harvesting off the last crop. The refrigerator still has a few in storage, but these guys are going to have to hurry up because I'm a little late. These sweet potatoes are looking fine despite a few weeds. Down there you can see the Godzilla squash eating the world. The Roselle is growing nicely. Still no ripe balloon chilies yet, but they're doing really, really well. This is an excellent pepper. And then yesterday I came out here and I was picking pepperoncinis. That's the Italian sweet pepper. Pepper isn't necessarily the best choice for the local environment, but man, is that a good pepper. That's a long, kind of skinny, gnarly guy, nice and sweet, excellent flavor. No pepper burps. It's really non-bitter. There is even a superior strain to this, and that's the Jimmy Nardello. The Jimmy Nardello Italian sweet is even better than this one. This is a direct Italian import. But there's another American form of this plant out there that I've had in the past that really produces an excellent pepper. My tomatoes were first attacked by wild chickens that ate all of the first crop fruit, and then later were attacked by a blight that we have here because of some high rainfall. Now that the weather's been nice and dry, we're getting lots and lots of nice, beautiful gold tomato flowers on here again, and I see a bit of green fruit in there. These here are a brand new one from Johnny's called Valentine. Here I have a papaya that's paired up with the Hawaiian chili pepper, sort of a Tabasco-like. I believe it's probably Capsicum frutescens. I've never really seen a proper ID on it, but plant grows really good here, and it makes a nice Tabasco-like chili. Here in the island, it's used frequently to make what we call chili pepper water. It's a chili pepper sauce that uses almost no vinegar and just a little bit of salt. It's mostly ginger, garlic, water, Hawaiian chili peppers, and then a dash of salt and vinegar, just enough to keep it. I like the sauce because I'm not really that fond of all the vinegar that they use in hot pepper sauces. Over here is the mint farm, and the mint farm has been so extraordinarily successful, both as far as the way it's growing and as far as the saleability of it. I haven't bothered trying to market it, but Peter has been, and he comes by here once a week to harvest more mint off this stand to sell for the bartenders in Hilo to make their mojitos. You must have mint for mojitos, and they need it fresh, and it's not that easy to get here in Hawaii. So for those of you who are not familiar with this one, here is an outstanding eggplant. This is the Japanese green eggplant. I just got done harvesting a bunch of these. I'm going to use them for my lunch, make a stir fry. This is really one of the sweetest and most delicious of all the eggplants that I've ever eaten, and it grows really well here. It's not very pretty as far as the green skin, but boy does it taste good. Otherwise, just a note about the nature of this channel, what its purpose is, and who I'm intending to serve. I put the channel up mostly just to try to help other people with their farming and gardening projects and understanding of horticulture. I'm aware that our society has moved towards technology, and that the understanding that we once had of the natural world is diminishing. There aren't as many people around that understand how to shoe a horse or how to plant a potato, and all this sort of more self-sufficient living type stuff. There's a lot of interest in it, that I can see, but as far as people who've actually done these things, repaired their own farm tractors, built outbuildings, grew sweet potatoes, fought off the hogs and whatever, I'm here because I've done a lot of this stuff, and I offer it to people, hopefully to help. My idea on it is that if we all grew more of our own food and paid more attention to the natural world, this would be a better place. I think most of the viewers understand this and respect it. Rule number 1 on Bill's channel: I almost never tell anybody else what to do. I tell you a lot about what I do and how I do it, but whether you want to do it or not is entirely up to you. If you find something in it that's valuable, take it. It's why I lay it there. But I don't tell people what they should be doing. That's a rare case. It's only when somebody really gets in my face. So then I will push my will. But otherwise, this stuff's just here for you to pick it up. And with that in mind, it doesn't really seem that some of the criticism I receive from viewers is really warranted. There's a fair number of people that seem to think that it's okay to come walking in here on this channel and tell Bill he's stupid, tell Bill that he's an idiot, tell Bill he doesn't know what he's talking about, and so forth. You wouldn't believe some of the BS that I field here. I mean, I put up stuff about the volcano and the lava, and of course tradition here, it's spiritual belief that this is all about Pele, and so I will include Pele. My general belief and understanding of volcanoes comes from more of a geological scientific viewpoint, but it's hard to live here and not pick up on a lot of the local spiritualism and the belief that the volcanoes are a living entity. It's easy to accept if you've been here for a while, but as I say, I don't really necessarily believe in hardly anything, but definitely what I don't believe in is that I get people come on the other day and tell me, oh, no, the eruption in the Hawaiian Islands are there because of Jesus. Yeah, okay. I don't know what happens. Does Jesus sneeze this lava out of his nose or whatever? I have no idea. But, I'm being told that I don't know what I'm talking about because Jesus is the one who causes this. I was told by one character that the reason there's volcanic eruptions in Hawaii is because there's evil here. To beware, that he's going to try to save me from the evil that's taking over the islands. Well, it's just the earth, buckaroo. The earth just does this thing, and the Hawaiian Islands have been out here for the longest time, millions and millions of years, on a thin spot with magma coming up through the crust of the earth. There's nothing good, bad, indifferent, evil, or nothing about it. It's unfortunate when people lose their homes. Absolutely, I really feel for people who are suffering from this, so don't get me wrong. But the fact that the island has eruptions had got nothing to do with the devil, buddy. And understand that one of the things I attempt to do with this channel is I really attempt to demystify, to debunk. There's a lot of garbage information out there about horticulture and gardening. There's also a lot of garbage out there about the volcanoes. If nothing else, the national media for a while had made this so, whoa, look at the islands are dying, I mean, such a big uproar about it. That, it got a bunch of people all worked up and worried. Well, that was, I'm glad that they contacted me to say, Bill, are you okay? I am, don't worry. Most of us actually are okay. In fact, there's only been just the barest few injuries, and in most cases, they're from people who just plain got too close to that stuff, So when you come on and you decide that you're going to tell me that I don't know what I'm talking about, that Jesus makes volcanoes, and that that the island has lava because it's an evil place, you're not going to get received well here, because you're actually 180 degrees away from what I want to do with this channel. With this channel, I want to stick down to as much reality as I can, and that stuff's BS. That's not even logical belief. You kind of learn an attitude towards varmints and pests when it comes to that. That I am not about to allow rats to eat my crops. I am not about to allow slugs and snails to eat my crops. When it comes to anything, whether it's wild chickens or pigs, I don't care what it is. If it comes in here and it attempts to destroy what it is that I planted, either for sale or for myself, it's going to die. When I post something about controlling pests, I'm posting this because I want to help other people who are seriously trying to grow crops. If you're sitting somewhere in an apartment in New York City and you hear that, oh, Bill is dusting coqui frogs, for instance, which are an invasive species, extremely annoying, and drive a lot of people on this island stark raving mad because they can't get a bit of sleep if that frog's outside their window. Those videos are posted to try to help people. And I haven't got the slightest bit of good feelings towards those frogs. I'm sorry. They're a varmint. They're also an invasive species, and under the law, they're supposed to be controlled. Not can be. They're supposed to be. It's my obligation to keep them from spreading. Now, as far as whether or not I can do that, no, that's not possible. It's too late. The government didn't step in fast enough to try to do anything to eradicate this fraud when it got here. So we're stuck with it. But that doesn't mean I want to live with the thing 50 feet outside my bedroom window screaming at the top of its lungs all night long with 40 or 50 of them just right behind it. No, that ain't going to happen. I want a good night's sleep. I have no mercy on the frog. And the next guy that tells me to get a set of earplugs, I'm going to consider it to be harassment. Okay? That's basically what it is. And so if you harass me on YouTube because you don't like my point of view on controlling pests, on whatever it is, on whether Jesus sneezed out the lava to make the volcanoes or whatever it is, you come in here with that junk. A, it's counterproductive because it's not helping anybody, and that's why I'm here. It's also ridiculous. And I don't go with the ridiculous either. And so I consider it to be harassment. And just be warned if you think that coming in here and mouthing off and telling me I'm an idiot is, in the books. So, aloha. You all have a wonderful day.